Have you ever seen one of those massive concrete walls holding back an entire river and just thought, how in the world does that work? Well, today we're diving into the science behind these incredible structures, the giants that tame our rivers. Let's get right into it.
So, first things first, why do we even need dams? Well, it's because rivers, as amazing as they are, can be pretty unpredictable. One minute, you've got heavy rains and a river that's overflowing its banks, causing all kinds of trouble. And the next, you could have a drought, leaving you with barely a trickle. It's this constant balancing act between having way too much water or not nearly enough.
And that's where our solution comes in. To handle these wild mood swings, we build something amazing. Think of it as a gentle giant, a super strong river helper that brings a little bit of balance to the whole situation. We build dams.
Okay, so what is a dam really? It's pretty simple when you break it down. It's a huge, incredibly strong barrier built right across a river. Its main job? To hold back all that water and give us control over how much gets to flow downstream and when.
Now, when you put a giant wall in a river's path, all that water has to go somewhere, right? It just starts to pile up, higher and higher, creating this huge, calm, man-made lake behind the dam. We call that a reservoir. But here's the really cool part. It's not just storing water. It's like a giant battery, storing a massive amount of potential energy. So how exactly do we turn all that stored water into electricity for our homes? Well, to find out, we're going to follow the journey of a single, brave little drop of water. Let's call him Dewey. And believe me, Dewey is about to go on one wild ride. Dewey's big adventure starts right here, just kind of chilling in the reservoir. But because he's being held up so incredibly high, he is just packed with what scientists call potential energy. It's all this stored up energy, just waiting to be unleashed. Think of it like a roller coaster car, click-clack clicking its way to the very top of that first huge hill. All that suspense, that's potential energy. And then, whoosh, suddenly these big gates near the bottom of the dam swing open, and Dewey gets pulled into a giant pipe called a penstock. I mean, this thing is basically a super fast enclosed water slide. As Dewey rockets downhill, all that stored potential energy instantly transforms into kinetic energy. That's the energy of motion. He's gaining incredible speed and force with every inch he travels. At the very end of this water slide, Dewey and millions of his drop-it friends crash into something that looks like a giant underwater pinwheel. This is the turbine, and the sheer force of all that rushing water hits the turbine's blades and makes them spin unbelievably fast. Okay, pay attention, because this is a really crucial step. The kinetic energy, that moving energy from the water, has now been transferred to the turbine. Since the turbine is spinning, we now have what's called mechanical energy, the energy of spinning motion. We've officially changed the form of energy. Now, that turbine isn't just spinning for fun. It's connected by a long shaft directly to a generator, and the generator is the real heart of this whole operation. Inside this magic box, that spinning motion is used with powerful magnets to create an electric current. And boom, just like that, the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy.
And now we have electricity. From that generator, the power travels out through those huge transmission lines, the ones you see stretching all across the country. They're carrying all that electricity to light up our homes, our schools, our cities, everything. But wait, what about our hero, Dewey? Well, after doing his amazing job, he flows out of the powerhouse through a channel called the tail race. His wild ride is over, and he calmly rejoins the river to continue his journey downstream, leaving a fully powered-up world behind him. That whole electric adventure is absolutely incredible. But making power is just one of a dam's many important jobs. These massive structures actually have a few other superpowers up their sleeves. Let's run through them real quick. First up, flood control. By holding back all that extra water during big storms, they protect communities downstream. They also create a reliable water supply, storing clean drinking water for our cities. That water also gets used for irrigation, which is just a way to help farmers grow the food that ends up on our tables. Plus, those huge, calm lakes are perfect for recreation, boating, fishing, you name it. And finally, by creating deeper rivers, they improve navigation for big boats and barges. So we've seen Dewey's crazy journey and all the different jobs a dam has. Now let's just boil it all down and take a quick look at the core science behind it, the amazing chain of events that makes it all work. It really all comes down to 5 big ideas.
It's a five-step journey of energy changing from one form to another, to another, to another. The whole process is this beautiful chain reaction. It all starts with the potential energy in the stored water. That becomes kinetic energy as the water rushes down the pipe. This moving water creates mechanical energy by spinning the turbine. The turbine powers the generator, which converts all that into electrical energy. And finally, that electricity is sent out to power our world. It's a truly brilliant cycle.
And this really gets to the heart of it all. A dam is so much more than just a pile of concrete and steel. It's a testament to human ingenuity. It's the meeting point where we've learned how to partner with the awesome power of nature to meet our needs for safety, for water, and for clean energy.
And that leaves us with this final question to chew on. We've seen how partnering with a river can create something incredible. So what other amazing things can we achieve when we choose to work with nature instead of against it? Thanks for tuning in.